Hello and welcome back in this very amazing, and this is like a time machine or a time capsule video. Welcome back to the 1990s, where when cars they were flamboyant at the time, with so little power and with so much styling, with so much boxy styling actually, but they looked absolutely amazing back then, and some of them they still actually look amazing even these days, even in 2018. So I tried in this video to make a legend, a 1990s legend, with basically every possible option you can think of back in the 90s. Like every possible option you can think of, I think I covered it, and I got it in this car. All right. So before we start with all of the specs, I would love to remind you guys, please, if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, get subscribed, and of course share the video if you want to share it, and hit that notification bell button so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. Alright, so let's begin with all of the specs for this amazing machine here. Welcome to the 1990s. As you can see, the car is looking very sleek, very luxurious. I mean, yes, it looks very luxurious from the outside, and it's really definite luxurious from the inside. Alright, so let's start with the chassis and the body and what kind of suspension we have. As you can see, we have corrosion resisting steel panels, because if I want to make it from aluminium, it will be really limited. And really, I don't want to make it limited. I want to make it regular, a mass-produced car that anyone can enjoy buying and of course experience it. So we have corrosion resisting steel panels, monocoque chassis type, and of course also corrosion resisting steel chassis material. So yes, the chassis is a monocoque chassis, which means it's much lighter than a regular ladder chassis, and of course it's much safer. And even with regular corrosion resisting steel, it's still much lighter than a regular steel ladder chassis. So we have the engine placement is a front longitudinal, so that's very typical in these cars back then. We have double wishbone front suspension, and of course double wishbone rear suspension. The reason that I didn't go with a multi-link rear suspension, because it will take a lot of time to be engineered, and of course it will cost a lot of money. And I really don't want to go that way. I want to keep the car simple, also not really complicated. We have +2 quality on the chassis, and I think I need to go with +4, yeah, because as you will see next, what does this car, what kind of market I was aiming to sell this car. I was aiming to sell this car into. Alright, so +4 quality actually suits it more. We have, and this is the engine. As you can see, it looks very massive, very beautiful. It's a 60 degrees V-shaped 12-cylinder engine made from the block itself is made from aluminium or aluminum, whatever you want to call it. 84.6mm on the bore, 89mm on the stroke, which equals 6003 cc engine, a 6-liter V12 engine. We have dual overhead camshaft with four valves per cylinder, and of course aluminium cylinder heads. No variable valve lift. It hasn't been invented yet, I think. So we have a forged steel crankshaft, heavy duty forged connecting rods, and forged pistons. Zero quality, no need higher quality. We have a 10.021 is the compression ratio with 63 on the camshaft. Variable valve timing on intake only, because, well, this is the only option. Zero quality on the camshafts. We have twin turbos, ball bearing internals, 628 horsepower supporting intercooler with twin custom turbochargers. We have 47.5mm on the compressor, 33mm on the turbine, and maxed out AR ratio with 8.10 or 8.1 psi of boost. Zero quality here. We have multi-point fuel injection, multi-point EFI, single throttle body, standard, not standard, performance intake manifold with premium 95 octane fuel. I want to check something, because before performance makes the engine much louder. How about going with standard, because it will make the engine much quieter? Yes, that's what I was expecting. Yeah, truly that's what I was expecting, that the customers will love it more, because this is the market that I'm aiming to sell the car into. GT or Grand Touring, or a premium Grand Touring car. Basically a Grand Touring car, a GT car, it's a fast, luxurious, a comfortable, sporty car that you want to use like on the track or on the street, or if you want to commute for long distances. This is what a GT car. It's like all around car, a high performance car, a sports car, an economical car, a good commuting car. Basically the perfect car for everything. You can go to school with it, you can go to work with it, you can commute long distances with it, you can do basically everything with it. And that's what this is, a GT car. As you can see now, we are using standard instead of performance. Yes, we lost a little bit of fuel efficiency, but the service cost is much less. The engine is much quieter, it requires less cooling, as you can see, and it runs on a little bit lower octane rating. But it got a little bit heavier, I think. Yeah, 336 used to be 307. What the hell? So with the engine, oh yeah, sorry, this was, sorry, I made a mistake. This is the weight, this is performance index. I do apologize. So the weight is still the same, but performance index has decreased. I apologize. 95 octane fuel, 13.4 is the air-fuel ratio, and with 50 on the ignition timing and 7000 is the RPM limit with zero quality. We have short cast headers, dual exhaust pipes, 2.5-inch exhaust diameter or 63.5mm. We have high flow 3-way catalytic converters with no first muffler and a straight through second muffler. And that is also a second option. Let me try something here. So yeah, the customers actually want a quiet engine, and putting a quiet engine, that means, yeah, no, I'm not gonna kill this much power, so I'm gonna set it like this, push a little bit of fuel in. Yeah, I know we lost a little bit of power, but the customers are loving it actually more, and I want to sell it. I want to sell this car. As you can see, 161 points. That means the customers actually, like, they are dreaming of this car. So a little bit of quality here. No, actually. How about the exhaust? The exhaust quality, well, they prefer it, as you can see. So a little bit more like +4 quality. How about a little bit bigger exhaust diameter? So 3-inch instead of 2.5-inch. No, not too much. So 3-inch instead of 2.5-inch, and it's 76.2mm right now. So we gained the lost power by a little bit, not by much, but the engine is still quiet. As you can see, 29 points instead of 40. Let's see, what should we do now? So to gain more power, we can... Alright, so here we go. It's 460 horsepower with a different camshaft profile, 495 pound-feet of torque. Let's make the engine a little bit more. No, actually, leave it on 10.021 and add a little bit of ignition. Ignition is our friend here. Ignition is our friend here. The engine is knocking. I was expecting that. So 54 on the ignition. 54 on the ignition will give us 463 horsepower, 500 pound-feet of torque. Not exactly for 500. It's 499.9 pound-feet of torque. So if you want to reach, let's see. All right. So with +5 quality on the exhaust, that takes a long time. It's okay, I don't care. So +5 quality on the exhaust system, as you can see, made the customers to love the car even more because it got much quieter, and we got 500 pound-feet of torque, exactly 500, as you can see here, 500.5, 463.6 horsepower. That's very good. Fuel economy dropped from 20% to 19.8. Not bad. The engine is 300 kilograms, not bad. These, well, yeah, I know, a little bit too much, but why not? It's an extremely premium car. And listen to that monster. Yes, 500 pound-feet. What a beast indeed. a true beast, a 6-liter V12 engine with 500 pound-feet of torque and 463.6 horsepower. Absolutely brutal. Especially, we are talking about the 90s here. It's 1990s. Can you imagine this amount of torque and horsepower back then? It's too much by today's standard. Well, it's really good at today's standard. In 2018, yes, you can see sports cars, sedans, whatever, with even more horsepower than this, naturally aspirated even. But in the 90s, well, this is too much. This is like supercar territory, but in a luxurious car. So let's move on. I have chosen this 1990s. It's actually a convertible body. This is a coupe, actually, not a convertible, as you can see. No, this is not a convertible, as you can see. We have a regular hard top, as you can see. No, this is not a convertible. This is a convertible with a soft top. Zero quality on the body. Actually, I'm gonna set it to +1 on the fixtures on the body. Moving on, I've chosen this luxurious, beautiful metallic black color, jet black. Looks absolutely luxurious. And these are the fixtures on the car. You have this front lip, front grille, fog lamp, fog lights. You have the front license plate holder, the front logo. And yes, we have pop-up headlamps. If you want actually to open them, you can choose them and open it like this. So this is actually how they look. They look very cool actually, right? They look absolutely amazing. And this is how they close. So basically, why did I chose these lights? And why are they looking like this? Because let me switch them around. They should be like this, right? It should be the other way around. It should be the other way around, because the indicators, they should be on the side, not on the middle. Yeah, like this. Alright, so now they are correct. Yes, now they are correct. Alright, so the reason why I've chosen these headlights also, because when you want to flash your high beams, your high beam lights without switching on the low beams, because when you want to do that, you want to flash your high beams, you don't want to wait for these to open. You don't want to wait for these lights to pop up and open. These will flash immediately. And I saw these, like, I don't know what kind of cars, I totally forgot, because I saw it on YouTube. I think the NSX maybe, or the RX-7. Alright, so one of them, or maybe both of them, they use the same technology, which you don't have to wait. Or maybe the BMW 850i. Oh, okay, so you get the point. Alright, so this is the idea behind using a second headlight, and also because I want to put the indicators bulbs, as you can see, integrated into a single headlight, and actually it looks very cool, right? The people will think that this is the headlight for the car, and they will not notice the pop-up ones until they open like this. Absolutely magnificent, and 1990s at the same time. And look at those rims, look at those 1990s factory rims. They look absolutely funny and hilarious in 2018. And look how thick the tire is. Back then you couldn't really have like an 18-inch rim from the factory. No, it should be like 15, 16, maybe 17, but 18, 19, no, these were like crazy sports car sizes, not GT car sizes. And yeah, this is how they look actually back then. Very bulky, very fat, as you can see, and the tires were very fat back then from the factory. And the reason why the tires are fat, because you want the car to feel comfortable, not hard track day car. You want the car to be comfortable on the road, and that's the reason why I've chosen these fat tires with the small rims, because, well, that's the tradition back then, and that's how they should look. Also, when you design a 1990s car, yeah, don't forget the side indicators. I still use them even in today's cars. Like some cars, a lot of cars today, they have these, but yeah, you need that. Also, as you can see, the side mirrors, the regular ones, and of course the door handles with as you can see, a keyhole, because back then, well, keyless entry was rubbish back then. So yeah, this was the only option for a dependable lock for your doors. A regular key, slide it in, turn the key, and the car will open. The same way goes for the fuel filler cap. Yes, there is a keyhole also for the fuel filler cap. It was very popular back then because, well, everyone wants to steal your fuel. Yeah, so you need to lock your fuel filler cap, and that was very popular back then. The logo, as you can see back here, looks very awesome. And yes, if you look very closely, you can guess what kind of tail lights they are. These from what car in real life? What kind of car in real life uses these kind of tail lights? They are very obvious. I'm not gonna say the name, but like 99.8% of everyone that is watching the video will guess what kind of car uses these headlights, or what kind of car manufacturer uses these tail lights actually. Perfect. So we have this license plate holder in the back, the rear logo, and the car name, the M464. Actually, no, the engine. What kind of power we have on the engine? I forgot. The power now, it's 463. Actually, I can keep the 464. Wow, that was a lucky guess. I mean, yes, the horsepower for the engine before switching to standard and to a quieter exhaust system, it used to be 464. And after switching everything to a quieter, regular, standard, quiet V12 engine, and this is by luck actually, the power is still 464 actually on the graph. So I'm gonna keep the name of the car, the 464, and yes, it's a V12 turbo. And yes, you're looking at it correctly. This is also a keyhole, and a beautiful keyhole, so you can actually slide your key and open the trunk. Because yeah, it was very popular. And of course, a 1990s car should always have an antenna, a long antenna like this one, and all of the factory antennas, when you turn on the radio, the antenna will rise, and when you turn it off, it will hide again. Awesome. We have quad exhaust tips, as you can see. You have, of course, the rear grille. I don't know if it's for shape only, or if it's for downforce, but no, I don't think it will affect downforce. It's just for showing off. It was very popular back then, showing off. And this is the car. Looks absolutely beautiful, very elegant, very beautiful indeed, and of course 1990s. So let's move on. We have longitudinal rear-wheel drive, as you can see, advanced automatic gearbox. Yes, automatic, because it's a GT car. You want to relax, you want to enjoy the driving, you don't want to shift, and you don't want to break your left foot at stopping lights when you're pushing the clutch on and off, on and off. No, you want to relax, you want to enjoy the power, the torque, and relax listening to music and watching the sunset while you drive your GT car. 4 speeds, well, I wish that there's a 5-speed option, but it's 1990s and this is the only option. 293 kilometers per hour, very high top speed back then. 33 on the spacing. Let me check if everything is correct. 5.6 seconds. You know, I can actually go lower, which the customers will actually admire. And we can actually gain more fuel efficiency, as you can see, 12.6 miles per gallon. Yeah, 12 miles per gallon. Well, of course, you have a twin turbo V12 engine, a 6-liter V12 engine. You should thank God that you got into the double digits. Really, you should really thank God for that. So you have 27 on the spacing, with the final drive is 3.90 to 1, a little bit higher than usual, but it's very good. You have geared limited slip differential, +1 quality, and yes, don't tell me in the comment section that the final drive is too much. You should go less than this. I've tried to go less than this, like 250 kilometers per hour, or let's say 3. Actually not 3, actually it should be 4. So if you want to go back to, like, let's see, to 250 kilometers per hour, yes, because yes, of course the car will get much quicker and much more efficient. But what's the point? I mean, the car can go 293 kilometers. Yes, and it can go that. We can achieve it easily. And the customers hating it. Check out, we used to be 164 points. The customers are loving it. They are dreaming of it. And why should I stop them from getting what they want? I mean, check this out. 280. I mean, check this out. 162 points. 62 points. Let me get. So what's the silver lining? Like, if I want to keep it on 4.07 to 1, Let's see, how can I get, okay, so 5.5 seconds. I can get it on 32, so if I want to go more, I need to go 36, 293. Alright, so it's actually, we should go like 36. Alright, so 36. Alright, so now we are good. Alright, so now we know we got back to 3.90 to 1. Perfect. I don't want to change that because that gave me the quickest lap time, and with 36 actually we got more fuel economy, as you can see, and 5.5 seconds from 0 to 100. Okay, so that's what I wanted. Alright, so thank God that I noticed that. We are using geared limited slip differential because it's the best option. Vicious one is just rubbish, it will not work, it's rubbish all the time. Geared one is the perfect one with +1 quality. And we have radial medium compound tires because, well, hard long life tires, they are good, they will live forever, but the medium ones, well, they will work much more perfect. They can grip, they can work absolutely tremendously everywhere. So we have 16-inch rims, 650 is the tire diameter. Actually, we can go less if I want to, but we will lose a little bit of comfort and drivability. Yeah, so I'm gonna go 645, 16-inch. How about 640? No, 645. Okay, so 645 here. I'm gonna fix that later. So ventilated front discs with 4 pistons, 325 millimeters. Ventilated rear disc with the single piston, 310 millimeters, with 63 on the pad type, with 58% of brake. Actually, not 58. How much should be? Let me balance them. So 57% going to the front, 43% going to the rear, with zero quality. Fully clad under tray, no active anything because it's the 90s. 52 on the front lip, 0. Well, there's no rear wing, but 50 here. 55 on the engine cooling. Yes, 55 on the engine cooling. Actually, 53. 54. Alright, so 54 on the engine cooling, 100 on the brake cooling, 0 quality here. We have 4 seats, sport interior. Yes, sport, not premium. The customers actually preferred it. They preferred the sport interior instead of luxury or premium or any kind of other interior. Luxury cassette. Yes, we have a cassette player. Let me show you what comes with this sport package. You can pause the video now, read, and you can pause again right now so you can read what comes with the sport package. The luxury cassette. The luxury cassette, my friends, if you are wondering what comes with it, as you can see, with premium cassette they hating it, luxury cassette they are loving it. So with luxury cassette, this is what comes with it. It's an absolute pinnacle of entertainment of the 80s, intended to use in high-end luxury cars. Consists of 4 high-quality speakers and a subwoofer, a stereo AM FM radio, and a cassette tape player, a small LED. We have LED screen back in the 90s, and button control, a climate control air conditioner. So yes, we have not a regular dial that you should move left and right, or maybe turn. So you can to control the climate control. No, this is button. We have a digital climate control controller, which is really high end back then. +1 quality on the interior, as you can see, they want +1 quality. We have variable hydraulic power steering. Well, it's the only option. Traction control plus ABS, which was extremely high quality back then. Alright, so +3 quality here. You have advanced 90s safety equipment with 0 quality. And yes, I'm not kidding, this is actually the second time ever that I went with hydra-matic springs. Yes, hydra-matic springs, that's what they call them. So yeah, this is actually the second car I ever did in automation game with this kind of springs, because they are extremely, and I mean really extremely expensive. Not cheap, extremely expensive, because they are the most comfortable springs ever fitted to any car, because they requires I think those require actually some kind of pump or a hydraulic system. Let me check. So these actually, yes, it uses a damper filled with hydraulic oil and connected to a hollow metal ciphers. The bottom half of these type are as well pressurized hydraulic oil from a pump. So actually these, why do you think these are very expensive? Because the spring itself uses a special kind of hydraulic liquid that is connected to a pump and a reservoir somewhere in the car, and all of this makes it extremely expensive and complicated to fix. But the result of it is the most comfortable and the most prestigious ride you can ever have in your life. And why do you think I have chosen it? Not because I actually don't want to do that, because it will make the car really expensive, but no, I chose it because the customers demanded. Even the regular GT of the Grand Touring market, they demanded hydra-matic springs, twin tube dampers, passive sway bars, and this is the custom suspension setup. But I'm gonna tweak it because 99.9% it ain't gonna cut it. I want 100%. I want 100% on sportiness. How can I get it? I always try so hard to reach it. No, I'm not gonna make the dampers stiff. No, I want to keep them light and comfortable. No. Let's go back to the tires. Sometimes the offset actually can help. No, actually made it worse. I truly hate it when sometimes it becomes so hard to get 99 to the. Alright, so it's actually very close to 100%, so I'm gonna just, because it's not achievable. I mean, yes, I'm trying, like, moving every possible dial to get it to 100, but unfortunately it will stay on 99.9%. Well, it's good, it's not bad. 190.5mm on the ride height, as you can see. We have negative camber, 1.9 degrees on front, 0.4 degrees on the rear. Spring stiffness 3.0 in the front, 2.40 rear. Damper stiffness 2.40 front, 1.80 rear. Sway bar thickness 3,400 in front, 2,800 in the rear. Plus 3 quality, and this is the final result. This is the engine specs and of course the body specs. The market. As you can see, the car is really drivable. Anyone can drive it. Sporty, well, you have sporty point. It's not a rubbish car. You can drive it actually sporty and you can enjoy it. It's comfortable. It's very prestigious, and it's very safe. It's practical, and you have good utility points because actually you have a big trunk or a big boot. You can put stuff in it, which is really good. The reliability, well, because of the hydra-matic suspension and of course the turbocharged engine, reliability will drop a little bit, less than 60, but 57 in the 90s. I consider it very good. Environmental resistance, well, because of, yes, we are using a steel chassis and a steel body, but remember, it's a corrosion resisting steel, and that what makes the environmental resisting to rise higher than usual, which is really good. As I said, you should thank God that you got into the double digits, and 13.2 miles per gallon. This is the best you will get with this car, of course, because you have a twin turbo 6 liter V12 engine in the front, and yeah, that's why. And the car is heavy, it's not light at all. Let me show you. So the car weighs like 1,789 kilograms, which is heavy. It's not light. It's a heavy car, but it's a luxury car. You can enjoy it, you can drive fast in it, and you can enjoy it in every possible way. Power to weight ratio, it's not bad. No, this is not a towing machine. You can use it, or you can load it with 460 kilograms of people or cargo or whatever, which is really good, very normal. No brake fading. Stopping distance, well, it's good, it's not bad, it's good. Roll angle for a luxurious car with hydra-matic springs, not bad. Top speed, very high, very good. 0 to 100 time for 5.5 seconds or 5.47 seconds, which is the quickest this car will reach. Quarter mile, well, this is not a drag racing car. 13.62. Well, that's a little bit slow, but very acceptable. And this is how it looks. It's a premium GT car. This is not a drag racing car. This is not a track car. No, this is a car for everywhere. On the street, on the track, on curvy roads, on school runs, on going to work, on city driving. This is a car for everywhere. People can sit in the back, people can enjoy it in the front. Absolutely amazing. And it will cost, with 10% margin, $37,717 or dollars, which is cheap. I'm gonna say it's cheap. It's cheap. Even with 20%, 41 grand. It's still. I mean, you look with 10% of margin. They are loving it by 163 points. So I can sell it with 20 margin, 30% margin, 40%, 50. I can sell it with 100% margin, 110%. 100% margin, and they are still loving it by 147 points. Absolutely magnificent. They want to buy it. Even as a luxury premium car, they want to buy it. Absolutely magnificent. And even with 100% margin, it will cost you $68,577, but this is 1990s money, not today's money. Today's money, I think it will cost double than this. So yeah, let's say 30%. Yeah, why not? 30%, 40%, 50%. Alright, so 50%. Why not? 50%. It will cost you 51 grand, and I think that's cheap for this amount of luxury, this amount of horsepower, this amount of precision and prestigious. I think 50 grand, it's nothing. That's really good. So let's go to the test track. As you can see, I already ran this car around the airfield test track, and it did 1 minute 26.53. So let's run it again and see if this number will change, because remember, we have played with the engine, we played with the horsepower, the torque, the quietness, we played with the suspension, the tires also, and yeah, so all of this should change the time. Let's see if it will get better or worse. Remember, 126.53. Begin. So the car did it in 1 minute 26.58. A little bit slower, like 5.5. What did they call it? Like 5 points of a second or whatever. So it used to be 126.53. Now it's 126.58. A little bit slower, I admit that, but the results are better. The car is much more quieter. It's much more reliable than it used to be, and the customers are actually loving it more. So yeah. Now let's go to the automation test track, and as always, I'm interested in this straight line here to see what kind of speed we'll reach and what time this beast will get. I'm assuming it will be more than 2 minutes. Of course, more than 2 minutes. This is not a racing car, but by how much more than 2 minutes? Let's see what's what. Alright, so it's 2 minutes 23.449, so it's actually 23 seconds more than 2 minutes, which makes it a little bit slower than I thought. But in a straight line, it made a very good show actually. We have reached very good high speed, and it did corner very good actually. It's not bad, but of course the hydra-matic suspension, this is actually not a very good suspension when it comes to cornering, because it will actually make the car to roll a little bit more, because it has been designed to absorb shocks as softly as possible, so you can feel like a cushiony cotton, like if you are riding on the clouds. And that's how hydra-matic suspension feels. That's what the hydraulic oil feels inside. That's how it makes you feel when you drive a car with a hydra-matic suspension. Basically, driving an old Bentley or an old Rolls-Royce will give you this experience, yeah. Because I remember the Rolls-Royce, the Silver Shadow or the Corniche, one of those models. I think it came back then equipped with this kind of hydra-matic springs, which made it extremely, and I mean it, extremely expensive and difficult to maintain and to repair when it goes wrong. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is indeed. A Rolls-Royce quality of car ride. You can drive it and you can feel the ride as a Rolls-Royce ride, which is really awesome. You have the power, you have the torque, you have the comfort, you have the good feeling of the road, you have perfect braking, you have the latest technologies, of course in the 90s, not today, and it's amazing. And all of this will cost you only, as I said, $51,433 with 50% margin. So yeah, I went over the limit by too much, but it's nothing. It's all of this money, and it will give you all of this luxurious and luxurious, or whatever the name of it, all of this luxury equipment and this power, torque, technology, and all of this. It's really awesome, and the car is looking very beautiful. I really like it, and I think the tail lights actually will tell you the story of the body itself, because the tail lights, they are very obvious of what car manufacturers actually use them. I'm not gonna say the name. And the body as well. If you squint your eyes, you can guess what kind of body came, or what kind of car used this body in real life. Alright, so thank you so much guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I apologize if the video was too long for you, but this car is actually worth every single second of it. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up button, get subscribed, share the video, hit that notification bell. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. And remember, if you want to request a car, a custom car, or a custom engine, or a replica of a current engine, of course the automation game should support it. Check the game before requesting the engine, and check my videos, search my videos before requesting a new engine, and see if I already made it or not. If you want to request any kind of video, add my Snapchat. It's Lord Bas94, Lord BAS94, so I can add you on the channel group so you can request your video over there. Hopefully I will make it as soon as possible. If not, I'm gonna make something else, but hopefully like 80% maybe I will make you a video, because lately I've been very busy. It's because lately, or in this week, it's actually it's like Christmas for Muslims. It's like we call it Eid, E-I-D. It's like Christmas. The same idea. We go out to have fun. We visit our relatives. We have fun every day. So yeah, I'm actually very busy these days, and as I told everyone on the Snapchat group, I was really busy, and I got this little bit of free time, so I made this quick video very quickly, and now I'm recording it. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and tell me what you think about the car in the comment section below, and don't forget to tell me what kind of car used this body in real life, and what car manufacturers used these taillights in real life. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now, my friends.